Steve Datadin to make his presentation.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, honourable members of the House. Permit me, before I get to my presentation, to congratulate the Honourable Senior Minister of Finance, Dr. Ashni Kumar Singh, and his team at the Ministry of Finance for their hard work in putting Budget 2026 together. The Honourable Senior Minister must be extremely frustrated that his hard work seems to have confused, despite clear, simple language, the members of the other side. It is the largest budget in the history of this country, and again, no new taxes are included. In fact, there is a reduction in taxes. Mr. Speaker, allow me to formally state for the record at the outset my wholehearted support for Budget 2026 and encourage all members of this House to give their support likewise. Mr. Speaker, the budget reflects the visionary leadership of our President, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, and the PPPC. It begins the process. This is the first installment of the fulfillment of the PPPC 2025 manifesto. The manifesto, Mr. Speaker, as everyone would know, is our promise to the people of this country. We presented a manifesto in 2025, and it resulted in a landslide victory at the September 1 general elections. It means, Mr. Speaker, the PPPC and President Ali now have a mandate based on that manifesto. That manifesto came about because the PPPC and its membership, we walked across the length and breadth of this country to find out what exactly it is that people would like for themselves and the community. The budget reflects what those desires are. Yet, the Honourable Member, Dr. David Hines, is confused. The confusion is startling. It starts with the manifesto being for the people, and he doesn't seem to understand what people means. A man with so many letters, it is perplexing. But if I could be of just a little help to the Honourable Member, putting people first means everyone. Those who voted for the PPPC, those who didn't, even the ones who tried to rig the 2020 elections, even the ones who smuggle gold, even the ones who are fugitive offenders. Mr. Speaker, it means everyone. Now, not only did the Honourable Member not understand people, he didn't understand the connection, it seems, between a manifesto and a budget. You see how it works is this. The manifesto is what you take to the people for their mandate. But then it's your obligation, having won the elections, to make the decisions and to fulfill the promises that you have made in that manifesto. Now, as Minister Bishop Edgell says, it's a social contract. But how do you pay for the promises and deliver to the people what they want? You need a budget. You need the authority of Parliament to spend the money in the public coffers. So the link between manifesto and budget is quite simple. The manifesto gave President Ali and the PPPC a mandate. This is the first installment of that mandate. The budget would authorize the spending to fulfill that mandate. Honorable members of the opposition seem to have a fascination with Article 13. And what they believe it means, I'm not sure. No, it's law. It's clear. It says there shall be consultation. But then you should understand what consultation means. That is what the manifesto is. That is what the mandate is. The consultation comes at the ballot box. It would be absolutely preposterous for you to think that every time there is a cabinet meeting, we must have a referendum. Way better. But that if that is what you were told, you were deceived. You cannot have consultation at every stage. Otherwise, every cabinet meeting would be a referendum. That makes sense. In what country would it make sense? You get the mandate. That is the involvement. You then implement the mandate. That you must do. That is the province of the executive. You and others, honorable member, who is a shadow from sun, because I understand this is the shadow. So the only shadow you have is from sun, comrade. So as shadow whatever, the honorable member, Mr. Campbell, if you believe Article 13 permits you to walk into cabinet so that you could be consulted, I assure you that you're wrong. Well, the proof of every legal concept is to take it to its logical conclusion. So it can't be taken there. Now, again, confusion. The honorable member, the honorable minister, Mr. Indar, pointed out that the members, Vince Roy Jordan, Sharma Solomon, the honorable members, and even Terence Campbell, were professing that there was a 58% rate of poverty. Now, it's strange. When you fire 2,500 CSOs, when you send home 7,000 sugar workers, that creates poverty. And those numbers are 2016 to 2019. If you look at the report which you referred to, if you look at the 10 findings about poverty in Latin America and the Caribbean, at page 44, comrade, you seem not to understand that principle. He asserted, not I. He asserted. So at page 44, Mr. Speaker, it says, what are the records that are used? And it says 2016 to 2018. That was when you were firing everyone that you could. Now, a useful thing that you might want to do. No, So you might want to look at something called a Human Development Index. The most recent information about where Guyana is in the Human Development Index of Oxford. Now, you look at the gross national income, you adjust it to purchasing parity, you look at education, health, standards of living, and then you form an overall one. Do you want to know what it is currently? In 2020, we were 135. Now, well, not now, in 2023, we were 89. We rose all of that. Now, you complain about the roads, then don't drive on them. You don't like the bridges, stay, don't cross them. But if you don't think that Guyana is a better place, that our economy is better, that our people are better, then you are not living in this country, or you are stifling your conscience. You are objecting for the simple purpose of objecting. You are encouraging people to be, if they follow you, you went from 31, I think it was, and you are now 12. If you don't see that the things you are doing and the things that you are saying has given you only the shadow of the sun, then you are in danger of entirely being out of the house. Now, well, I'm happy you said that to the Honorable Member, Mr. Todd. You said the electoral reforms that the Honorable Attorney General mentioned was not delivered. But I think you're not doing the Honorable Minister any justice. The problem in 2020 is that the people who were there in GCOM were trying to steal the elections. And that was fixed by the Representation of the People Amendment Act. It was a Herculean task for us to make persons like the Honorable Member who sits in this House understand that you were tabulating the votes. You were not voting yourself. You were not making up the numbers. You had no power in law to do that. Your job was to sit with a calculator and add them up. And apparently, despite an order from the court, that was a challenge. You continued to use your spreadsheets and bed sheets. To the Honorable Member, Dr. Todd, that problem was solved. We amended the law. We made the declarations immediate. At that time, the Chief Elections Officer, he sat on all the statement of polls he received, and he wouldn't, I don't know that, but he would not disclose it. Now it must be published. The whole world sees. That is why at the last election, we knew in 2 days what the results were. And Mr. Mahipal was wondering if he would make the cut. Now, the position, growth in Guyana, which you seem to be fascinated about, has been recognized. The International Monetary Fund has said Guyana's economic outlook in 2024 is highly favorable. The World Bank emphasized that Guyana is on a trajectory of growth that is not accidental. These these endorsements matter. Being accurate and current is useful, and it matters because this is what brings confidence to the economy. This is how the engagement with the international investors, and even local investors can take place. This is how they see the growth that is taking place, and Guyana is going places. It's a worthwhile place to invest your money. Mr. Speaker, permit me as well to address what the Honorable the Honorable Member Terence Campbell said. He criticized the Senior Minister in Finance about the budget and the growth. He said the growth was 46% and then it went down to 24 and it's projected 16. My understanding in the press is that the Honorable Member holds some qualification in economics. But he must appreciate, and it can't be. I agree with you, to the Honorable, it can't be, because if you have grown 46%, do you really think in a real world, in a logical world, I know in the cyber world with keyboard warriors, you might think that it's possible, but in the real world, having grown 46%, the next growth percentage is going to be smaller, and it will get smaller because your growth, not with the PPPC. That's why the country will do well to keep you on that side. You criticize the bridge, the Berbice Bridge, say none is needed. Do you go to Berbice? I am the descendant of a rice farmer from Berbice. I go to Berbice frequently. Everywhere in Guyana is growing. The bridge that is there needs to grow with our growth. The same way Wisma Bridge in Linden is improved. This is not different. Now, this budget continues to invest, Mr. Speaker, in education, in development, expanding quality of education, expanding the quality of medicine, schools, technical vocational training, healthcare modernization, infrastructure, agriculture, food security. All of this is possible because there is confidence in the economy. The management of the economy by President Ali and his cabinet and the growth in the economy has brought about the confidence that you see. This is why people are investing in our economy. Mr. Speaker, there is, of course, part of what we must mention. So, Mr. Speaker, the leader of the opposition seems to have taken on the attitude that he's not in this house, and perhaps, man, you're the shadow of the sun, not even the speaker. Understand. So, Mr. Speaker, I've thought of a nice way to put this, and forgive me if I offend you in any way. But you know, if you happen to be speaking to a pretty girl online, you promise all kinds of things behind that keyboard. But then when she turns up, you got to deliver. And you got to come to the house. You got to be present in the house. You got to contribute. But this, we don't see. 2 days, even the shadow of the sun, the Honorable Member, Mr. Campbell, is here. But we don't know where is the leader of the opposition. Comrade Terence, they should have given you it, man. At least you're here. Now, we live in a different and changing world. And it will never be enough that you will hide behind the keyboard and you will hide behind fake accounts on social media and try to tell people what to do, that you will invent stories and lies and influence innocent people, young people, and mislead them. What you must do is you must come. You must be present. You promised 109,000 people to represent them. but you can't find the time in your busy court schedule to be here. This is only day 3 or 4 in all. Mr. Speaker, the new measures in this budget are innovation and purpose. Continuity requires stability. Progress demands adaptation. We have to take new measures. We have to keep that which is working, and we have to adjust that which needs improving. We have to respond to economic realities. Mr. Speaker, the budget is the first installment, and it has moved forward, moved the process of development in this country forward. It is important that we understand Guyana is not a rich country. Guyana is a country with good prospects and with good management. We will reach where we want to go. We will become a developed country. We will become, hopefully, a wealthy country. But it's not overnight. It goes bit by bit. And in the current context of presentations in this House, as my dear grandmother would say, dire, dire. But that's what we must understand. You keep saying that you don't like this in the budget, and this is not enough, and you want 100,000 for this and 100,000 for that. Where is the money going to come from? And you must understand, with great respect, honorable members in the opposition, that you didn't win the election, and therefore the choice of leadership resides on this side with President Ali and the cabinet, and he is following his promise to the people of the country in his manifesto. He can't follow what you think.
Honorable member,
He has to
I had promised to intervene after 15 minutes. It's now after 20 minutes. I'll still give you the 5 minutes to wrap up.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this budget is not one for one region, one sector, one demographic. It is a budget for all of Guyana. The coastland, the hinterland, the youth, the elderly, public, private, all of the sectors alike. It ensures economic growth, it protects the growth that we have already enjoyed, and it takes us forward. Mr. Speaker, in closing, the true measure of a budget is not the numbers, but the scale of its impact. This budget continues on a proven path. There's a little bit, and there is something in the budget for everyone to move them forward. It introduces innovation. It rests firmly in economic stability, and it is validated by international financial institutions. It represents confidence in the economy, confidence in our governance, confidence in the President, confidence in his cabinet, and it is the confidence of the people of this country that Budget 2026 be implemented. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.